it's Lee from ColouringQueen.net, and today I've got two books to show you. I don't usually do two books in one video, but they're quite small and they sort of go together, so I thought I would on this occasion. So I have to thank Crafty Crafter, which is Sandra, for putting me on to this gorgeous one. And when I seen that they had this one, of course I had to have that as well. Now these were videoed the other day pre my computer crash, so of course they got lost in the computer crash. And the reason that I'm telling you that is during the filming of that, the pages started to fall out. So if you see the pages falling out, they've only been opened once for the first filming, and then today for second filming. So let's have a look at the Ballerina theatre first. Now what's great about this colouring book is that it's 3D. So you create your own little scene. So you create your own little ballet theatre in this case. So what happens is that you get some die cut cards within this pad and you put it together like this, and then you colour in all the cards and line them up on the little rack that you get to colour in, and you create your own little theatre where you can look through the white space to see the whole theatre production. So it's really super cute and also really creative as well. When my partner seen it, he was super surprised that I didn't purchase two, you know, just because I'm going to do some heavy playing with it. So you get these first two cards in the book and they're all pre-cut. You don't need to cut anything out, everything is pre-cut for you. And it's got the little tabs on there, and then you hook it onto the second one to make your little rack, and then all the following cards have got pre-cut space in them so that you can put your scenes together. Now these cards are all printed front and back with the same design, so I'm not going to worry about showing you the back design because it's the same as the front. Now they're printed on white cardstock, and the binding is like postcard book binding. It is super loose. So this is, you know, part of your rack that you're creating. And then we've got our first scene. So this part here is all die cut. You just push it out and you push out your little ballerina, and you can attach her to a pencil or a stick and, you know, create your own little element with her or attach her to fishing line. Now on the reverse it's exactly the same, except the text that is written on that first side won't be there. So you colour the front and the back. So we've got the Nutcracker, and again this is all die cut, and these little ballerinas aren't individually die cut, they're just cut around so that they form part of the scene. So here's more from our Nutcracker, and anywhere where you see this white space or the text, you know that you're going to be able to push out that bit so that you can see through the scene. We've got Swan Lake, and again all die cut around the edges of the ballerinas, but not this component here. This is die cut. Swan Lake, Romeo and Juliet, this gorgeous scene. So that's all die cut so you can look out and see what's beyond. So you don't have to even get the scissors out for this one. Now all these little windows are die cut, so these little panes, so that you can look through and see the scene beyond. So it's like being your own ballet theatre director without, you know, having the job. So there's one of those cards that's fallen out, and I will have to put an elastic band around these. So these little ones, they pop out and you can colour those two in and pop them onto a pencil to play with. I'm sure you've got some spare pencils, or maybe an ice cream stick. Now this one doesn't have anything die cut on it. And this one, all the white space is die cut. and that's fallen off just from turning it over. So it's you know, you want it to fall apart so it's easy to remove to play with, but you don't want it to fall apart while you're filming it. And again, we've got all the white space there, and all of these around the pillars are white space. And again, we pop those out so we can look through the window. And you'll see that some of these images are familiar. That's so you can create your own scene. And then we've got our two loose dancers there, and that background you can pop out. Really sturdy, thick piece of card at the back. And so when you finish colouring and popping out all of those little things to your heart's content, you can set up your little theatre and play. So isn't it adorable? I think it's gorgeous. The only thing is I wish it would all stay together in the one book. So let's have a look at the Magical Forest. And again, it's exactly the same concept, except of course this one is, you know, all about forests and fairies and lovely things within. So we put it together in the same way. And of course the illustrations are, you know, front and back the same. Peekaboo! We've still got our little card rack. And everywhere where you see this white space or the text, you know that you're going to be able to pop that out, and that will be the part that you see through. Now this little bird nest is also die cut out, so you can, you know, hang that from a piece of string, from a branch or something if you fancy. So we've got all our little critters. Our big owl. And our fairy tree house. The butterflies are 3 in one little cutout there. You'll be able to hang them off something, and you can pop out that white space and all this white space around here. And then you can go and play in your own fairy house. And here are your little fairy friends. And of course we've got bunny rabbits, so many bunny rabbits. I think I counted 13 little bunny rabbits. I didn't actually know that there was such an abundance of bunnies, but I would have expected them to be in the forest. And of course we've got our little elves. And of course it is falling apart, so I'll need to get another elastic band out for it. And this sort of reminds me of Secret Garden or Enchanted Forest, going through that door to that magical world beyond. We've got our gorgeous peacocks. I don't think I've ever coloured a peacock in, and you can see that some of the images are repeated, and you know, that's so that you can make your little forest scene your own. Maybe you want to hang things from one, or you know, add in your own little touches. And there's our bunnies again. Gorgeous little fairies. Lovely white thick card, but you know, you can see how easily it does come out from the binding. And this gorgeous scene. So a lot more repeated images, but you know, it's still a very fun book. And that lovely card cover there at the end. And of course, once those pages start falling out, it's really difficult to close it. There we have it, Magical Forest and Ballerina Theatre. The links, as usual, are below the video. Until next time, happy colouring.